I don't know how well you can hear me with all the noise going on around here. I just thought I'd give you another progress report. After making the registry changes that I made, which I thought initially would be pretty trivial, it wasn't that trivial, although I'm happy with the fact that it's done and it's correct now. I have to fix some of these functions. I'm finding that some of these functions that I wrote like mountains of code where almost nothing was required because I misunderstood something. But anyway, the key thing, again, I didn't think I would have to maintain 3 members, but I don't think there's any way around it. Because of copying and the functionality that this thing had before, which I don't want to throw away, a lot of things depend on it, which is to create one registry key from another, but now all that creating one registry key from another, that stuff relied on the use of this function, okay? Now this function previously would take any kind of registry key, open registry key or valid registry key in, and a subkey value for some subkey. So I might have my registry key for my unit test for a notepad or something here, and I want to create a subkey, let's say here, right? If I want to do that, I would just pass in I could construct that by taking a reg that points here, and then appending, so taking the key that corresponds with this, appending a subkey name, and then I can make a new key underneath. Now I keep getting these words key and name and value and everything mixed up, and I hope that I haven't confused you. Maybe I should just make that as plain as possible. Perhaps with a large font. In Notepad Cubed. This Notepad Cubed, I know I'm boasting and everything, but because I figured out the word wrap thing, now I use word wrap all the time. It's something where I would use word wrap. Well, I was writing this thing out, okay, for this Andromeda Strain movie, which I put up for download for other people. Actually, quite amazed. Somebody's already got 71%. Only 10 hours later, and it's almost a 4 gig download. I don't know how it goes so quick. But in any case, you wouldn't know it, but this is in word wrap, right? And you know that Notepad has all these problems with word wrap. Like, the cursor is never where you think it is. You put the real Notepad up. And what's that file? Oh, I'll have to make a copy of it. I haven't fixed that bug yet. README, copy. Yeah, so now, oh gosh darn it. Didn't I just copy it? Did I copy it here? Yes. I thought that, I guess I misunderstood. Alright, now here's the same thing. Okay, so you can see that it's, this one is word wrapped and this one's not. Okay, now I can turn the word wrap on in both places. Should look almost the same. Now, when you're in Notepad here, let's say you make an edit of something, right? And then I'm going to press Control S for save. I'm not sure if it'll happen here. Yeah, now you see what happened? The cursor is moved. The question is, where is the cursor really? And the answer is that it's not really there. Most of the time, anyway. Now, how do I show that? I can show that. I'm not sure. There, you see something. There's something wrong going on. Like, why has this thing gone down to here, right? Let me just try that with my thing. What was that? Deadly unstoppable. No, it's not the same size. Michael, yeah. Continue to. And about the same. So I was here, right, and I removed the word viruses or something. Is that right? I did this. Is that the way I did it in here? But you'll notice that already this is behaved differently, right? I can't remember. Now I'm going to press save, Control S, and nothing's happened to the cursor, right? If I do this sort of thing, nothing weird's going on. It's all behaving like it should. It's wrapping as things would normally wrap. And you can make edits and so on. And everything's behaving correctly. Right? And here I can save and nothing's gone weird. If you do this sort of thing in Notepad, the cursor gets kind of out of sync with what you're viewing. Like I just did save, and this has gone here. And if I start typing, you don't know where you are, right? And that's always been a problem with Notepad. You never know where the cursor is. To fix it, you have to take it off and turn it back on again, which leaves you here, and then you gotta find out where you were. Now it's back. Now the cursor is in agreement. The blinking thing is in agreement with its internal, Notepad's internal representation of where the cursor is. And I think that the bug is quite obvious, right? Like, I'm doing the dumb thing, and this guy's doing the smart thing. And the smart thing this guy's doing is trying to figure out where the cursor is using those soft breakpoints. Soft breakpoints that get put into the Windows edit control. Oops, I saved. Well, that's okay. I'll just go back here. What? I'm doing control left and right. You see? I was going to start typing here, but now I'm not sure. If I type here, is that where I am? Oh, it's not. But that's never going to happen here, right? Now, how did I do that? I started the document, and I started typing here. Soft break point distance add that Windows puts in to the Windows edit control. Control S. Nothing's moved, right? If I start typing here, I'm where I'm supposed to be, but this is a complete mess. Why? It's data duplication once again. I have to admit, like, I discovered it by accident, but I guess it's something that you could easily figure out too yourself, if you were smarter than I am, that it's unlikely that the edit control thing would maintain two copies of the document, right? Of the data. That is, if I switch to word wrap mode and vice versa, it's not going to then like use one copy of the document over another. Right? That would be too hard to keep in sync. So the text that gets put into the edit box, right, is just for the purpose of display, and then there's the one and only copy of the data which is retrieved through that handle, like that. You do get handle, right? I don't know if I have the code in here. Oh man, I got so many things. I wish I could remember them all. Utils, notepad. I found a new setting that will speed up this program to like lightning speed. And it's too long to go into. Basically, the thing hung, and I managed to get process monitor just barely, like everything was, the whole screen and everything was hung. I got process monitor up, and process monitor was so busy packing more and more of the same message in to its list that I couldn't stop it, and then process monitor crashed. But I managed to see what it was repeatedly printing out. And okay, I'll tell you, it's I don't know if I had any favorites. Something to do with wherever this thing, and the dev and okay, this is the spot. Automation options. Okay, I think there was a sub key in here, or whatever. There was there must have been a sub key. See, I took this thing and I put a minus sign. So actually, this is not being used. So I guess I don't need that either. I don't know. That's funny. You'd think that fonts and colors would be used. It seems to remember my fonts and my colors. So why do I need this? What do I need this for? Forms design. Well, it's not using this. It must be. Made a new one. Oops. I don't know, but anyway, it was trying to read from a sub key of this key, and I just managed to press the delete button, to just stop it from doing that. And it's ever since it's been running like lightning. And the thing that caused it to start doing that in the first place was that I clicked this. I thought, oh, well, that'd be interesting. Some miscellaneous. Wonder what these miscellaneous files are. And I put the number 10 here, and I clicked OK. Dead. The whole system was dead. Well, the thing that was in here were environment variable paths. I don't know where they pointed to or what, right? So it was trying to do something with automation, which means, object linking and embedding and OLE, and it must have been trying to figure out which interface glues into which socket where and whatever. And I really don't care that much about miscellaneous items. So the only way to kill it was to just remove it. I guess I don't need this. I guess I could export it just in case. Dev, and I already have an automation thing. Alright, get rid of that. Look, here I got fonts and colors. Output. I don't know how it's working. These things I can probably delete all this stuff. User settings, come on. VC. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Anyway, the more of them you delete, the better. In fact, I'm planning on uninstalling this later today. Now, what I was saying is, for this notepad, when I work with the buffer, like the characters that are displayed, I never look at anything in this window, right? I have nothing to do with that. I always do get buffer on edit control. Oops. Okay, in Notepad cute. Oh, no. Maybe it's not called get buffer. We'll find something in the Windows prop. Well, but there's the toggle thing I just did. Toggle mode. The word wrap. Right? Toggle word wrap. Save a bunch of stuff. And then, get and set handle, that's it. So now the handle is a handle to a local heap pointer. And that's the text. That thing doesn't change when you switch modes from wrapping to not wrapping or anything. That's why it's perfectly fine in Notepad Q, right? If I had it off, let's say, and I'm typing here, hello there, and I'm thinking, gee, I don't like this, I want wrap. it doesn't worry me now to just do that, right? Because I'm exactly where I was doing my work. That's not going to happen with this program, right? You know it anyway that it goes to the beginning to hide its bug. Blah, blah, and blah. And then you think, oh, I think I need some word wrapping. Where was I? What if this was a large document? Big mess. Because you've got 2 copies of this program is using this data as well as this data. Sorry, wherever that get handle thing is. I just saw it. Where is it? Get handle. Here. That just sends a Windows message to the control, returns a pointer, and it's no, it doesn't return a pointer, it returns a handle. And what a handle is, in this case, is a local heap handle, a handle to a local heap pointer. Setting a handle is simply a matter of passing a 4-byte piece of data, which is a handle to memory that can generally move around. But when you want to edit it, you have to call lock, do your edit, and then unlock. As with all these types of handle memory things. And like I said, that handle, the data in that handle doesn't change, and so you should never use anything but that in order to compute things like where the cursor is, and what's the X and what's the Y, and how many bytes are in the file, how many lines, and so on. None of that has anything to do with what's in this edit control box that apparently uses special soft breakpoints that are handled, I guess, by some other piece of code that is merely trying to display, right? And that's something else. That's like, this is like, you think of the analogy, WM Paint and having a memory device context, right? You would only work with the memory device context because that's hidden away and nothing's going to change it. What's on the screen is always getting overwritten with, by other windows pop up in front and do things. And you certainly wouldn't trust the data. If this were like a picture or something and you were trying to read the picture back, you wouldn't read it back from the hardware device, right? Like what's on the screen, you read it from your memory device context. And I was simply doing this by habit because it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to treat the visual buffer as having any meaningful data in it, right? We've already got the data. No sense making a second copy. And you saw all the problems that arise because of that. That's not that piece of text is a copy of the real one. Open. How do you do things without double? Oh, I know. B. All right. See, this has 2 files: the README that I made and the wow. It's huge movie file. Which I thought some people would probably want in AVI format. It's available in Mastroka MKV format, but I don't think most DVD players will accept that format. yet. Nothing wrong with the format, it's just a lot of devices are unaware of it. Okay, so now well, okay, I'll just leave you with that interesting thought. Remember, never ever duplicate data. Do not. If you have two copies of the same data, slap yourself in the face and go and fix it. All right. Now I have more to add about all those changes, just to do with that stupid registry thing. For instance, you'll see in the next video. I finally caved in and wrote. Actually, I didn't write it, but I already had it, sort of. A buffer class, like a binary buffer class. Because one of the things I forgot to remember, or remembered to forget, or something or other, about these things, is that each one of these weirdo things has a buffer of with some kind of information in it. Could be things like last access time or something, right? And I want to try and figure out what's in this buffer. The buffer size is not constant, I'm sure. It looks constant. 40, maybe it is. Same. That's the same. So there looks like there's a fixed size buffer, and therefore it must correspond to a struct of some sort. 2 appears to be the first character or byte, always. That may have something to do with 2. 2 is the folder, the type for all those folder things was 2. Maybe that's what that is. This looks like junk because it's repeated, but it might not be. 80BF 00. If we read this backwards, which I doubt you're supposed to, that would be BF8000. There's something in here. They're not all the same, right? 9A51AD. No, they're different. This part's changing. That's not changing. This part's changing, right? And the last 2 rows change. I just got to figure out what this struct is. So that's why I had to invent a buffer class. And that's why I had to start fixing the registry stuff, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so see you soon.